Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB, and I'm so glad you can be here with me this wonderful Sunday morning. Today we're going to use sort of a special soap. This is by 345 Soap Company. This is the first time I've ever used this soap company, and this was a charity soap that came out of the Rich Man Facebook shaving group. And this is Tim Delaney, the Scented Soldier shaves, and I made this artwork in terms of this. Well, let me explain. Actually, I'll explain while I'm lathering as to not take up too much time. This is straight razor shave number, I think, 44. I'm going to be using the Wade & Butcher medium size hollow ground today, and I got this from John's Shave Shop on Etsy. Terrific guy, really good edges, good prices on gear. Again, there's your soap 345 card. The gentleman's name who runs that is John Patton. I don't know him well, but I've had nice communication with him. This soap was 20 bucks, and we raised, thanks to John and everybody who contributed, Tim, myself, the Rich Man Facebook group, $1,000 for St. Jude's Hospital, which is absolutely awesome. By the way, this soap whipped up a really nice lather with some sheen on it. I'll roll in a pic there so you can see what it looks like. This is the first time I'm using this soap company, so I'm not going to use the pre-shave. The scent on this is, it's fruit, bergamot, peach nectar, and then there's some stuff like amber and sandalwood. So what happens is it sort of rounds out that sweetness. Really, really nice scent. In my view, it's not your typical summer scent because of those rounding notes. I think it has a little patchouli in it as well, but it doesn't come off funky, which is sometimes the problem with me and patchouli. We don't always get along, but in this case, it works out. In some cases, for me, it doesn't work very well at all, and it comes off funky, but it seems to me with a citrusy scent, and sometimes patchouli works well, but when they throw patchouli in with musky scents, it tends to me to come off funky. But you know, that could be my nose broken, as some people like to say. Okay, I'm not going to fool around with the lather. So let me explain how this came about. We were raising funds for Manny, and as a result, we were having some fun in the Rich Man Shaves group, and doing some memes. And so I made this meme of Tim Delaney, and at the end of the fundraiser and all that, they decided to make a soap to raise money for charity. So if you can see down here, it says contains no CBD, not CDB, CBD oil, because Tim Delaney was calling me CBD, and they were making memes of me in CBD. So this soap was inspired in that. Go and check the Scented Soldier Shaves channel out if you haven't checked it out. Really good dude, and thanks Tim for allowing the soap to be made. Let's get started with the shave so we don't have a super long video. We're going to rotate in here, Doug Bear style. And I know this edge is going to be good because I've used it once before. Really love this razor, this Wade & Butcher. What'd I say, medium size hollow. It's got a good edge. And it's another one of those old Wade & Butchers. Shaves very well. Feels very nimble, and I really appreciate this razor. If you like vintage razors and you haven't checked out John's Shave Shop on Etsy, definitely give it a look. He has some good offerings and good prices. Sometimes his stock runs low. He's had a run on stock since we started mentioning his channel. He also sells soap, which I've tried, and it's pretty doggone good. So check out John's Shave Shop on Etsy, if you please. He's also given me a lot of advice about honing, you know, along with all the other great, you know, honing guys, which is awesome. And let me tell you, people who charge money for honing, there's nothing in it to help you honing, because that's, you know, That's how some of them make money, but they just jump in there and help, and that's awesome. By the way, when you buy a blade from John's Shave Shop, he gives free honing for a year, which is pretty doggone cool. So if you mess that blade up, stropping or whatever, he'll hone it for up to a year for free. You just pay the shipping, that's pretty awesome. That's really sort of standing behind your product, which I find to be really awesome. I gotta tell you folks, yesterday was quite a rough day for me. I went to see my folks, but my intention was to also go see my aunt, Barbara, who's in hospice care, and it was quite tough. She's obviously slipping away. I was so glad and fortunate to go see her. She suffered from cancer for a number of years now, and now she's in a state where, you know, she's no longer responsive, can't talk and so on, but I was happy to see her and a couple of my other aunts and my cousin, Todd, that's his mother, and she was always a lot of fun, and I really appreciated her. So I'm definitely saying a prayer, and if you feel inclined, please do so as well. It's really tough. Folks, life is precious. Don't take it for granted. Live and enjoy every single day. You know, that's the message that I have to share after, you know, seeing that. And obviously I'm wishing, you know, Todd, my cousin, and our entire family, you know, all the best, and sending my prayers. It's difficult because, you know, I was around her quite a bit when I was a kid. And she was one of those fun aunts who, you know, picked at you, and she was just a lot of fun. And so I'm just hoping she's resting comfortably, and I'll just say a prayer, because I really can't say much else other than it's, you know, it's obviously a bummer, but you know, we all have limited time. Make the best of it, folks. You know, don't spend it being angry. Don't spend it moping around. Do something, you know, do something you enjoy. Take action. Make it count. You know, that's my advice. Okay, let's get going here with our, let's just go against the grain. Sometimes I'll go across the grain on my cheeks for the second pass, and sometimes I'll go against the grain. Across is this way, against is that way. Just depends on how I'm feeling. By the way, the quality of this soap is very nice. I paid $20 for it. It's 5.8 ounces, which is good size. Makes it $3.44 an ounce, which is a good price. And there are some good ingredients in this soap, like lanolin, cocoa butter, shea butter, good stuff. So if you've never tried 3, 4, 5 soaps, which I have not, it certainly inspired me to try the brand again. And I found John to be a nice gent, very easy to work with, and he consulted with Tim and I on this soap, because it is Tim's face and my original artwork. Of course, they added, you know, the 3, 4, 5 to it, and the PFT. It's called PFT for Pouty Face Tim, because that's what I called him in the meme. And it was a lot of fun having that meme contest. And I think Pete Charcalis actually won that meme contest in the Rich Man group. So Sneaky Pete strikes all over the place. Sneaky Pete is multi-talented. Of course, I spoke about Sneaky Pete yesterday and shipping, and, you know, I don't think I was being harsh when I said it, because it needs improvement, but he responded that, you know, they're shutting down the shop and they're working on a lot of different things. And so I expect Pete that, you know, he came a long way on his soaps, and I'm sure he will come a long way on fulfillment. And I certainly don't mean any offense towards his wife, Evelyn, and the people who are doing the shipping. They've just been overloaded and overwhelmed. And so I just want to mention that I know they're working on it, And he made a point to answer that. So thank you very much, Pete. I appreciate it. When he gets that fulfillment, top rate like the product, Pete's going to be unstoppable, because that's really the only complaint you can muster about the shaving shop right now. But we're not using the shaving shop today. We're using 345 soaps. And by the way, the Wade and Butcher blades, I don't know, there's just something about them that are very special to me. And this one's just feeling great. I saw Ken Klitschko, Shave 326, last night shaving by candlelight. And I'm like, I already shaved with the blindfold. You know what I mean? He tagged me, but I've already shaved with the blindfold. You can't get any more dim than that. You can't see anything. I don't even know if I have any candles. I might have an emergency type, but I don't have any swanky, like, make the room smell good kind of candles. My wife might. I don't really use candles myself. Good quality. I must say, from the perspective of first run, this soap has been very nice. I want to remind all of you that we're pushing 5,000. We're about approaching, I think, 4,500 subs. I don't look all the time, but I've looked because I want to know how close we are to that 5K. And I'll put a video in one of the corners here. I don't remember which corner it goes. A link to the 5,000 sub giveaway. So if you're not subscribed, I urge you to do so. So we can hit that number and do that terrific giveaway. Check out the video. I'll link it below as well. All right, let's add a little bit more moisture here. Good soap here. This 345 soap company. First time I never heard of it actually prior to this. So it's another, seems like another good offering. And we raised $1,000 for St. Jude. I mean, that's awesome. You can't really complain about that, or you shouldn't, at least. All right. That's good enough. We don't have to fumble around all day with the lather. Let's just get into this shave and finish strong. I think this is straight razor shave number 45. I have been straight razor shaving for just a smidgen over 2 months at this point, and I've learned a lot. I've got a long way to go. I'm by no means an expert at this juncture, but I really have learned a lot, and I want to thank all the people who have helped along the way. I'm not going to mention them all today because I have a list of videos. It's sometimes I have to spend so much time linking the videos, because it's not uncommon for me to mention up to 10 channels in a single video. But for today's purposes, I'm going to say you folks who have helped me know who you are. And I really appreciate it. And of course, you will be mentioned many, many times going forward. This, I can't remember what John said he used to hone this with, but it's a very smooth edge. It's not toothy at all. And so I'm really appreciating this edge, and I really appreciate these barber's notch style razors are really my favorite. Why? I don't know. I think I just like the way they look. Also, that notch is not really menacing in any way. It's not going to cut you. Man, oh man. This blade doesn't offer the feedback that some of the other razors that are very hollow do, but it shaves really well. And I really like it. It is one of my favorite blades. These old vintages, just awesome. I really appreciate them. And I know a lot of you do as well. And I know a lot of you went to Shave Shop to get them because, like last week, I went and checked and he had almost no stock. So he's working to rebuild stock. So he's putting stuff in there all the time. So if you favorite that shop on Etsy, it will notify you when you go on Etsy that he has new stuff. And a super nice guy. One day we got on FaceTime and he showed me his all his stones he used to hone with and what razors he was working on. He really has taken a lot of time to answer my questions about honing. And as I said before, there's nothing in it for a guy like that other than he's just being a good person. And he's just contributing, to the hobby because it could be just as easy for him to say, hey, send the razor to me to hone. You don't need to learn to hone. But, these people are just very generous. Most of them with their time. I've only really encountered one that when I asked what he used, he said he forgot. So apart from that, everybody else has been really, really helpful. So that was an outstanding shave with the Pouty Face Tim. Let me rinse and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, here we go back with our Lancaster. Now, I want to thank John Patton from 345 Soap Company for making this soap. I want to thank Tim Delaney for allowing his image to be used. He's really funny about that stuff. He's like, it's not an endorsement. I'm just allowing my use. And I was like, oh, goodness gracious, Tim, it's for charity. But he's very, very careful and cautious. It's just his nature. But thank you so much, Tim. And thank you so much, John. And thanks to Rich from Rich Man Shaving for allowing the contest to happen in the group and just all the fun and raising money for a wonderful charity. Again, this is Pouty Face Tim Delaney, Synod Soldier Shave. Link will be below for his channel. Great channel, great guy. And John Patton as well. Thank you. Good price. 5.8 ounces, $20, $3.44 an ounce. Not bad at all. In a trend where everybody's using 4-ounce containers and charging, upwards of $20. He's giving you a little more for your money, which I really appreciate. All right. This is, of course, Thayer's, the Magic Made by Witches, as you well know. I'm going to use that. And this was a really magnificent shave. And I want to urge everyone out there, please enjoy. Just enjoy your shaves. Enjoy your life. Get the most out of it. Cherish every single day. It's really so important. By the way, I didn't speak to even the brush today. This is the White Wizard by APShaveco. A viewer asked me to use this, so here you go. One of the things I want to mention, David Gonzalez has this is 30 millimeter. I think he has the 28 or 26. His has shed every time he uses it. If you have a synthetic brush that sheds more than 1 or 2 times, like dropping just a couple of fiber, there's something wrong with the knot. Contact the person who sold it and seek a replacement, because synthetic knots should not be shedding every single time you use it beyond a couple of uses. That's my opinion. Of course, we use the magnificent Wade and Butcher medium-sized hollow. This is one of my favorite blades. It just shaves so beautifully, and it's got a beautiful edge on it. And we're going to finish off with Tiki Landlocked. This was made by Tiki. I think it's sold by the Grumatorium still. Someone told me they weren't going to make any of the Tiki stuff anymore. I hope they do, because this is a really nice sweet scent, which goes really, really well with the soap. By the way, I don't know. I think 345 Soap Company has a few of these left. And beyond that, I don't know that he's going to make any more, because it was sort of a special run. But you can always reach out to 345 Soap Company if you have interest. Sweet scent, but you really get a lot of that sandalwood and amber too. So it's a very interesting scent. It's a great scent. It's one I'm going to keep and use. Thank you, John. Thank you, Tim. But most importantly, thank all of you. I can't thank you enough for joining me once again. Landlocked is a great sweet scent, by the way. Sorry, I know sometimes I get off track, but this is fantastic. Thank you again. I want to remind you, I'm your host, CDB, and it's your shave. Do it your way, and God bless.